Well, a very good morning from Phuket, and as you can see, the sun is shining today after a week of rain. We've had some medium to heavy storms over here. Some parts of Thailand have really had it bad, had lots of floods, but the weather has brightened up in the last day or so, and as you can see, we have blue skies at the moment in Phuket. And today I want to talk to you about something that affects everybody that visits Thailand, whether you're coming on holiday, whether you're coming for an extended stay, or even thinking of moving over here permanently, and that is exchange rates. Now, some of you will already know that the baht is quite strong at the moment, and other world currencies are a little bit lower. Prices haven't really risen a lot in Thailand over the last couple of years. People are moaning and complaining Thailand is very expensive. Whilst on some respects I would agree with that, but generally the prices haven't risen, or if they have, they haven't risen by very much. What's causing Thailand to be expensive at the moment is, of course, the exchange rate. I never thought I'd see the day that the pound fell under 40 baht, and now it is at 36. So of course, if you're visiting Thailand from the UK, 36 baht to the pound is not very good, and this is not going to get you very far. So of course this is going to make Thailand seem a lot more expensive. If you visited it maybe 3 or 4 years ago and then coming back now, it's going to seem that it's got more expensive. It hasn't got any more expensive actually here. I can still buy a coffee or a Thai tea for 20 baht, which I could do 5 years ago. But unfortunately, if your money comes from outside of Thailand, of course that is going to seem more expensive, because you're only getting 36 baht to the pound, whereas before you may have been getting 54 or even more, so your money would go further. Well, as you can see, I've just arrived, and today we're going to be looking at the exchange rates. I want to go around a few different areas and look at what sort of exchange you can expect to receive if you're coming over here in the next month. Of course, exchange rates are always changing, so it's going to give you an idea. On top of this video, what I'm going to do is, in the comment section, I'm going to update the exchange rate weekly for the main currencies. If there's a currency that I'm not covering and you particularly want to know the exchange rate, just drop me a comment in the section down below and I'll do my best. Okay, I'm going to have a walk across the road now to the money exchange booth and just see what sort of exchange rates, if you're staying in Rawai, what you can expect in this area. Swaddy card for the exchange, yes? I just wanted to see what the exchange rate is today. Okay, the US dollar is at 30.19. The pound is at 36.82. Okay, so I think it's gone up slightly since yesterday, because I know it was at 36.8. So we have the euro at 33.29. I don't see the Australian dollar. Hang on, is that it? Yeah, the Australian dollar I think is it's not very clear there. Australia are there 20.35, and then the euro 33.29. Okay, so it looks like the pound's gone up very, very slightly. When I looked yesterday, it was at 36.80, and today it's at 36.82. So very, very slight change. Of course, I'm going to try and see whether the exchange rate is better in Kata, Karon and Patong, or lower. So we've got now a benchmark today to go on, because when I did the filming yesterday, the shopping mall and the exchange shop, obviously the exchange could have changed since then, so I don't really have a benchmark for today, but that's our benchmark. So it's at 36.82 for the UK pound. Okay, well, we're going to make our way now towards Nay Harm and take a look at some of the exchange rates you can expect in the Nay Harm area. That exchange booth wasn't too bad actually. I know the money shop that I normally use, yesterday they were at 36.80, and that exchange booth today is at 36.82. So not too bad. It's actually slightly higher, but of course that was yesterday, and the rate may have changed today in Phuket town. Now, a lot of people want to know which which way is the best to change money, bring over the cash, exchange it in your own countries, etc. Now, it's always been well known for a long time that cash is the way to go when coming to Thailand. To bring the cash out and change it once you get here, you tend to get a better exchange rate. But of course, you only know this once you get out here, unless of course you've got some information such as I'm giving out now, the current exchange rate, so you can have a look in your own country and see if you are actually going to get a better exchange rate. And of course, if you are, then of course it makes sense to do it before you come to Thailand. It was always the norm in the past that you would get better exchange over here than in your own country. All the time I've been visiting Thailand, I've always bought the cash out myself and changed it over here, because I know for a long time I've always been getting better rates. But of course these things change over the years. Coming into Nha Ham now, so I'm going to look for an exchange booth or shop or whatever they may have here and see whether I can get the current rates. Now of course people ask which is the best way to change money, and I personally prefer a money shop. I've always found they give a slightly better rate, but of course times change, and that's why I'm going around now to see what I can find and see whether the shops are the best way. Personally, I find the banks will give you the lowest rate. Of course, you can change your money at some of the banks. They do have exchanges, but I've always found the banks to be the worst, and the airports. To be honest, I wouldn't change a lot of money. There's a exchange booth. I'm just gonna pop back and have a look. I'm gonna leave my helmet on, because in that way it looks a little bit better. Swaddy Cap, can I just, thank you. Okay, on this one we have a British pound 36.85. Well, this one's actually better than the one in Rawai by 0.03. So this is giving 36.85. You've got the US dollar at the top there, 30.25. The euro 33.3. Australian dollar 20.40, and so on and so forth. So there you go. Thank you, Cope and Cap, thank you. So there you go. It just shows by just moving, well, a couple of kilometers, you're going to get a slightly, very marginal improvement. It's not a massive amount. Of course, I'm going to try and see whether I can find a better one. But this all comes down to depending on how much you're changing. Obviously, the more you're changing, every little bit helps. I wouldn't recommend you change any money at the airport, or at least a very, very minimal amount just to get you to your hotel, because I guarantee you the exchange rates at the airport won't be very good. Wait until you get to your resort, your hotel, see what's around you, work out what is the best way, because of course these little bits are going to save you a little bit of money. And there's another exchange. I don't think it's open, is it? I'm going to turn around and come back. It's not open, that one. Okay, so there's about 3 exchange booths that I can see in the Nha Ham area. Not loads, and one of those 3 is closed at the moment, so it may be worth having a bit of a ride around when you arrive here and just see what's in your local area, what sort of exchange rates you're getting, work out which is the best booth to go to, or indeed a shop if there's one local. If you're staying near Phuket town, then the NC Plus shop that we will be looking at shortly is definitely a good shop to visit. They always offer very, very competitive rates. Just another exchange booth on the edge of Nha Ham, so I'm just going to have a quick look at the exchange rate. Okay, this one is 36.75, so a little bit lower than the other one further down the road. US dollar there, 28, depending on which one you're changing. 50s and 100, 30.3. Australian dollar 20.40, Russian ruble 0.44. Okay, the euro 33.35. Well, we're just coming into Qatar now. I'm going to have a look around and see where I can find some money exchanges. Of course, I haven't mentioned that the hotels also have, or some of the hotels will also have money exchanges. So it may be worth taking a look and see what rate the hotel will offer you as well. Normally the hotels aren't as good as the money booths or the money shops, however it is well worth having a look. There we go, there's a money exchange. So I'm gonna just have a quick look, see what rate they are offering. Okay, so we are now in Qatar. See what the rate is compared to Nahom. Sorry Cap, can I just want to 36.85, so it's the same rate for the UK pound, US dollar, Australian dollar, euro. Okay, Copen Cap, thank you. So it's a very similar rate over in Qatar as what it was in Nahom. So not too much difference at the moment, very slight differences, not a massive amount. Okay, I've just turned onto Qatar Road. This is opposite the Beyond Resort Qatar. I'm going to try and pull over here if I can. Take a look at what the rate is at this booth. This one says cash only. So this one is 36.70, so a little bit lower than the one before. Well, we have one on there and one on the screen. 36.70, yeah, so it's the same as on the piece of paper. What we got, the euro at 33.3, the dollar at, well, if you're changing anything up to 20 it's 30, and if you're changing 50s or 100 it's 30.4. So a little bit of a difference, not a great deal. Now there used to be a difference between 20s and 50s in the UK pound, but looking at the exchange rates the last few weeks, I've noticed now it really isn't worth bringing 50s anymore, because you're not getting that much more of a better exchange rate for them. At one time you did used to get a better exchange rate, but slowly that's disappearing. Okay, let's make our way further along now. Stop just outside the night plaza and there's a money exchange there, so I just want to have a quick look at what the exchange rate is. Okay, well we've got the UK pound at 37.01 there, that's the highest I've found so far. So that's quite good. The US dollar 30.44 for 50s and 100. Australian dollar 20.54. So it does pay to shop around there. So for every 100 you're going to get 3,700 baht, as opposed to 3,600. So that's quite okay. It's not a massive amount, but it's, as I say, if you are changing a large amount of money, it can make a bit of a difference. What have we got here? Russian ruble 0.46. So this exchange booth is the highest one so far that I've found, and this one is just outside the night plaza opposite the Pink restaurant in Qatar. So that's really good. That's a good rate. They don't charge any commission, or that's what it says. We just now entered Caron, so I'm just going to have a look and try and find the nearest money exchange shop, booth, whatever it may be. There seems to be a lot more booths and shops. Of course you can use the ATMs and draw it out on your credit card stroke debit card, but there is a fee involved. See exchange there. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get across here, see what the rate is here as a benchmark for Caron. Okay, so what we have is the Australian dollar 20.25. I think that's slightly better here. A little bit less than the booth that we just looked at for the UK pound, and the dollar as well. Okay, I'm now towards the northern end, going towards Patong. I'm trying to find another money exchange just to see the difference between one end to the other. Doesn't seem to be many money exchanges down this part, to be honest. I haven't seen any at all. Okay, 37.1. So again, this one's not too bad. It's giving the best exchange rate. Okay, Australian dollar 20 and the euro 33.5. Okay, so that's not too bad. I did notice actually a sign on the window that says they don't want people photographing or recording video. We're going to make our way now into Patong and see what I can find over in Patong, but obviously being the main area for tourists, see whether it's a better rate or a worse rate. I'm expecting to find a worse rate in Patong, but I'm hoping that it's going to prove me wrong. We're just arriving in Patong now. I'm going to make my way along the beach road first. That's if the road is open. I know a few weeks ago they were doing some road works, some sort of works along that road, and they were diverting the traffic. But I'm going to go down there and take a look. I think, if I remember rightly, there's a couple of money exchanges down along that road, so I'm going to try and see whether I can find a benchmark to go off in Patong to start with. Then I'm going to take a look at another 3 or 4 different exchanges. I'm not sure where the shops are in Patong. It's not somewhere that I come normally to exchange any more money or ever have done. I can just see one there. Just going to put the brakes on and have a quick look at that one to give me an idea. Okay, let's go and have a look. It helps by leaving my helmet on. I don't realise I'm filming, and then I can get a benchmark for Patong. So let me 37 here, euro 28, 37. Okay. Yeah, okay, carbon cap. Okay, so it's 37 in Patong, which has surprised me because I would have thought it would have been a lower rate here. I know some of these money places don't like themselves being filmed. I think it's more of they worry about security, obviously getting robbed or something, people filming them, etc. My intent is obviously just to show the exchange rate. There's another one there. I'm going to go a little bit further down onto the beach road and just see what the exchange rate is closer to the beach. Lots of money places to change here in Patong. You're not going to struggle finding somewhere to change your money, but of course, as you can see, there's another one there. Lots of them about. Another one there. So there's like 4, 5 now in a very, very short space. See what the rate is here compared to the last one. Okay. UK? UK? Pound? I don't see. Okay, 36 point. Okay, I find it's okay. 36.45 for the pound. 33.5. Okay, carbon cap. Thank you. Okay, so that one is actually a little bit lower. Coming onto Beach Road now in Patong. See if I can find one along the road. So we've had a 37 and we've got a 36.76, I believe it was. There's a money one there. Quite a lot, obviously. I can't stop at them all, it'll take me all day. So I'm just picking certain ones out at random, trying to give a bit of space between them. Trying to find somewhere to park. I want to be quite close to it, that way I can leave my helmet on. Obviously my camera's on the helmet. Rather than taking the camera out, I've got my Osmo with me, but of course they'll see I'm recording then, and some of them don't like it when you're recording, so I want to try and park where I can sort of jump off the bike. Just look at, there's one there. I'm going to see where I can just have a quick sort of look at that exchange. See where I can. Just see whether I can get a pound is 36.00, so that is the worst one by far. Okay, so that's one to avoid. Straight away I can see the exchange rate isn't very good on that at all, so definitely one there to avoid. Okay, that's the worst one so far on the beach road, so it seems you might not get a good exchange rate along the beach road. There's quite a lot along the beach road, as you can see, numerous ones, but I think the rates are not going to be as good along here. Further back you go, the better the rate you're going to find, I think. See whether I can find another one just to check it. A bit further down. Here's one here. Let's see if I can pull in behind this sort of taxi and just stop here. Just see what the exchange rate is here. Okay, what have we got? I use the English pound as a benchmark. 30 point English pound 36.70. Okay, so it's not quite as bad as the one before, but still not great. So 37 is the best I've found, but that's towards the back, away from the beach area. So now we're on Ratchatit Road, and okay, 36.96, so that's not so bad. Euro. Okay, the US dollar 30.42 and the Australian 20.54. So again, it really comes down to booth to booth, I think. So some of the booths are offering a reasonable rate and some aren't. So it doesn't really matter where you are staying, you're going to be able to find a reasonable rate. Just because you're staying in Patong, it doesn't mean that you're going to get a lower rate than you would if you were staying in Qatar. As I've shown, you can get, for the UK as an example, 37 at the very best, down to 36 at the very worst, depending on which booth you choose. I'll just do one more in Patong before I finish. Now this is along one of the main roads. I'll have to find the name, I'll put it on the bottom of the video. Okay, we've got 37.9 there. Well, 37.09 should I say, so that's quite good for the English pound. US dollar 30.37, Euro 33.4, okay, Australia 20.54, okay, so that's not too bad. What have we got? The Russian ruble is 0.43, okay, and that's at Value Plus. I will put the name of the road that I'm currently on at the bottom of the video now, because I don't know it off the top of my head. What I'm going to do now is shoot across to Phuket town to take a look at the money shop and see what exchange rate it is giving out today, so to see how it compares to the money booths. As I say, I've always found the money shops to be slightly better, but things may have changed since I've last changed any currency. The booths don't seem to be doing too bad, to be honest. I'm quite surprised. They're giving, okay, not a fantastic rate, but a reasonable rate, especially considering we're in Patong. I thought the rate over in Patong would actually be the lowest of anywhere, but it's not. It's roughly the same. There are a few exceptions, of course. Money booths, you've got to really shop around, check a few out, make sure you're getting the best possible rate. I've come down into Phuket town where there is an exchange shop. Well, actually in Phuket town there are quite a few shops, and normally these give you a better rate than the money booths that you will find dotted around. I'm standing right near the brand new Novotel hotel that's been opened in Phuket town, and the reason why I'm there is right next door to this hotel is the NC Plus money exchange shop. Now, I'm not going to be able to film inside because obviously there's issues as regards security and they're not keen on me showing inside. Well, I've just been inside and had a quick look on the board, and as I thought, the money shop's rates are very, very slightly better than what I've seen today going around the money cubicles, booths, whatever you want to call them. The English pound in there is at 37.20, and I think the best one I saw in the money booths was 37.10. So it's not a great deal, but if you're in Phuket town, then this might be worth, the NC Plus money shop might be worth coming to. I've always found this shop to give you the best possible exchange rates anywhere on the island, or as good as anywhere else, if not better. So of course, if you're changing a large amount of money, those small differences can add up. If it's only £100 or $100, whatever, if it's only a small amount, then of course it's not going to be worth the trip over to Phuket town to this particular shop. But if you are changing 1,000 or more pounds or dollars, whatever the case may be, if it's a large amount of money, then of course small savings do add up. So I would recommend maybe looking out for one of these proper money exchange shops. I will put the address and all the details linked down below in the description. So until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.